Thanks for joining us tonight, everyone. I'm John Huddleston. The University of Alabama gymnastics meet was even more special tonight with a check presentation of over $12,000 to the organization Bama Read. It is a nonprofit group that was created after the April 27th tornado, but the goal is to buy library books for schools that were affected by the devastating storms. The co-founder of Bama Read is Tide assistant coach Dana Duckworth. She says this organization gives children a chance to come together and be part of the rebuilding efforts.
Well, I think the whole thing that happened after the tornado was about people helping people. It was about people helping build back our community. And so to have children helping children has been really exciting because we've done fundraisers inside the schools that were not affected by tornadoes. And schools like Verner Elementary and Rock Quarry and other schools have raised money for the schools that were hurt and hit hard by the tornado.
Meanwhile, the Tide and their opponents tonight were, of course, competing against each other. But before the meet, they came together, recognizing the common bond that Mother Nature forced them into almost a year ago. The Missouri Tigers were in town, and tonight, fans, teams, and officials alike paused to remember both the victims in both the Tuscaloosa and Joplin, Missouri storms. WVUA's Lindsay Price reports.
Friday night, a packed house here at Coleman Coliseum, but tonight the meet took on a whole new meaning.
6,400 miles of total devastation. You know, Tuscaloosa was hit hard, but the entire state was hit. And we did reach out to the people in Missouri. And of course, we offered them all the assistance that we had. But of course, you know, they did the same with us when we were having our problems.
Taking a tour through Tuscaloosa today and having an opportunity to see where you guys are at in the recovery. The community's done a wonderful job bouncing back from the blow it was dealt, and Joplin is doing likewise. It's nice to see the two communities and how much progress they've made up to this point.
Governor Robert Bentley and Joplin, Missouri Sports Authority Greg Hull both agree the way Tuscaloosa community and Joplin community came together after the devastating tornadoes make their communities unique.
Having come from Joplin, I didn't really know what to expect when I came into Tuscaloosa, and just to see that where the communities are at are really in a pretty similar place, and so that was really interesting to me to see, you know, just the similarities. It's also been really cool to see the way that the communities have helped each other, and the way that it amazed me, being from Joplin, to see that people from Tuscaloosa actually came to help us when they were in that same position. We were always really encouraging people to head down there as well, because you guys still needed that support.
Tuscaloosa Mayor Walt Maddox agrees with Hull that sporting events are a way to lift people's spirits.
It doesn't replace a loved one, and it doesn't replace a home, but what it does help us is forget for a little bit about what we've been through. I think events like tonight are also important because as we come up on the one-year anniversary, we all have that in the back of our minds.
We're going to compete when we're on the field, but at the end of the day, we're still friends and neighbors, and we want to help each other out.
In Tuscaloosa, Lindsay Price, WVUA News.
And later in Home Team Sports, Todd Hoyer will have all the highlights of the action on the mats tonight. Well, it seems like more and more places across the state are having to think about recovery. In Limestone County, Governor Bentley says last week's tornado damage doesn't meet approval for a federal disaster declaration. Now, this means no federal aid. You're looking at video from Friday's storms where Madison County was assaulted by heavy storms. Bentley met with the people in Limestone County whose homes were also hit on April 27th. Two tornadoes hit both counties, and Tallapoosa County, where one man was killed. National attention has fallen on Alabama this week as Republican presidential candidates campaign for votes in the state. Mitt Romney met with voters in Birmingham this afternoon, and it was a packed crowd at Thompson Tractors.
Sweet home Alabama.
Romney was joined by musician Randy Owen of the group Alabama, who led the crowd in an impromptu version of Sweet Home Alabama. Lieutenant Governor Kay Ivey was also on hand for today's rally. Romney has already secured former Governor Bob Riley's endorsement. Today, he talked about what he sees for America's future.
I want to keep America the land of opportunity. I want people to still love America for the values that we have and the values we share with other people in the world. And you look at where we are and the course we could take under this president or under my leadership, they're very different.
Newt Gingrich is also in the South. He spent the day traveling across Mississippi, rallying voters ahead of Tuesday's primary. Gingrich told voters in Tupelo today that President Obama is, quote, faking it when dealing with the nation's energy crisis.
half of him wants to do the politically smart thing, which is to be for us paying less. The other half of him can't give up his left-wing radical ideas. So the president says in his speeches, there are no silver bullets.
Gingrich is bringing his presidential campaign back to Alabama Saturday. He'll start his day in Mobile, then move to Orange Beach, Dothan, and wrap up the day in Hoover. Gingrich and Rick Santorum will appear at the Candidates Forum in Birmingham on Monday. Well, Alabama's primary is next Tuesday, March 13th. Monday, March 12th is the deadline to turn in absentee ballots. It's important to note the week of the primary is also spring break for the University of Alabama as well as Tuscaloosa County and city schools. If needed, the Alabama primary runoff is set for Tuesday, April 24th. For a complete look at your county's ballot, just go to WVUATV.com and click on numbers and links. In your home team crime watch tonight, the suspect that led police on a high-speed chase is now in custody. Last Wednesday, police followed a blue Mustang in a 36-mile pursuit through Tuscaloosa County, reaching speeds of 100 miles per hour. The suspect eluded police that day, but around 10 p.m. last night, Tuscaloosa County Sheriff's deputies traveled to Elrod, where the suspect, Dustin Blake Smith, was believed to be. After a 10-mile chase reaching speeds of 60 miles per hour in the heavy rainstorm, 3 suspects, Smith being one of them, stopped and ran on foot into the woods. Smith was apprehended and taken into custody. He is charged with 2 counts of burglary, reckless endangerment, criminal mischief in the 2nd degree, 2 charges of attempting to elude, and burglary in the 3rd degree in Marion County. His total bond is $22,500. Well, after the extensive bingo trial in Montgomery, Attorney General Luther Strange says his office will not allow the state to spiral back into gambling problems of the past. Strange gave fair warning in a statement released today to anyone who planned on operating so-called electric bingo casinos. Strange said, quote, "This is not about whether I believe gambling is good or bad. This is about the rule of law, pure and simple." He says the Supreme Court has been crystal clear about what is legal in Alabama when it comes to so-called electric bingo. Strange re-emphasized the 6 mandatory characteristics of bingo that have been set by the Alabama Supreme Court in 2010, one being the requirement that gambling proceeds must go to a bona fide charity. He added, quote, "There is no backdoor loophole in our gambling laws for anyone to make a handsome profit off the backs of charities through thinly veiled shams or gimmicks." Well, for more than 20 years, Tuscaloosa farmers have gathered to sell fresh fruits, vegetables, and more from the market on Greensboro Avenue. But in a few weeks, they will have a new place to call home on the river. Now, manager of the River Market, Christy Bobo, says a lot of planning went into the new building. According to Bobo, they spent over $200,000 in furniture, fixtures, and equipment. Some details included heated floors and grocery carts. Bobo says the building will also serve as a location for events like weddings, receptions, and reunions. In fact, some parties have already started booking.
Our office is here. We really just hope to see this turn into a community hotspot, and I know we're on the way for that happening. We just need to get the community involved.
The whole river market, the river walk, the amphitheater, the transportation museum, this all ties into a big plan of making our city a great place to live.
In other news tonight, one nursing home facility in West Alabama celebrated a high honor today, and it's not the first time that they've received it either. Park Manor has received 0 deficiencies in the yearly health inspections for the past 2 years, and Administrator Brett Milligan says that's a hard thing to accomplish. He says Park Manor is only one of 2 healthcare facilities in a 50-mile radius that received a 5-star rating. Mulligan says there can be bad stereotypes about nursing homes, so this is an accomplishment for the whole community to be proud of.
I think the community should take it and be proud of it, to be proud to know that we have such a fine establishment in our community that is made up not only of the residents of the community, but also the staff that work and live in this community. Those are the individuals providing this high quality care, and it's something for the entire community to be proud of.
Well, this afternoon, our very own Lynn Brooks set out to a local school to meet a very special teacher whose daily job in the classroom was deserving of recognition. Take a look.
Ms. Evans, I'm here on behalf of WVUA and also our great friends here at Learning Experiences. We want to reward you for all your hard work and dedication here at Sprayberry, and you are our featured teacher. You get this great certificate and also $100 to use for anything you need for your classroom, for Learning Experiences. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And congratulations to special education teacher Jamie Evans from Sprayberry Center. Miss Evans's classroom gets a $100 gift certificate to Learning Experiences School Supply Store, and you can nominate your favorite teacher. Just go to our website and click on Feature Teacher.